Welcome, Scorpio and Scorpio cross watchers, to your love reading for this month. So we're going to look at what each of you is thinking and feeling about each other and the relationship, and then actions or intentions towards each other. So Scorpio, we're going to start with you, with what's up in your headspace. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning Scorpio or returning cross watcher, welcome back. Scorpio. Okay, so we have the Queen of Cups here. I'm just kind of getting this vibe, Scorpio, where I feel like things have taken, it's almost like you've been waiting for the pot to boil. And I feel like all of a sudden there's going to be this, like you've been waiting in an empty kitchen, staring at the pot, waiting to boil. Not actually, but you know. And I feel like, and while you're doing that, there's going to be all this commotion going on that kind of distracts you. And it's like, and all of a sudden things start to move, and then the pot, you can see the lid kind of start to bubble because it's boiled. Hold on for a second. Can we get... Yeah, that makes sense. We have the Five of Pentacles for what's in your heart space. That talks about feeling left out in the cold, right? It's literally the imagery on the card. Actions or intentions towards their person. Queen of Pentacles and the Devil. And then Scorpio's person, what are they thinking? What's Scorpio's person? Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles upright talks about like weighing the information. Ooh. Nine of Wands. And then we have Six of Wands. Interesting spread. Okay. So I feel like the Two of Pentacles usually talks about weighing the information. I know I've just repeated myself. But reversed, it talks about feeling, in this case, it feels like this person feels like they don't have enough information to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like they may have all the information in this category, but they feel like there isn't enough over here for them to kind of balance out the decision. Excuse me. And the Nine of Wands talks about it's the energy of like, I've built this and now I have to protect it. And that with that energy, it's not like a renewed, like, oh, I've built this and it's over and now I'm just going to protect it. It's more like I've built this and I'm exhausted and now I still can't rest because now I have to make sure that nobody takes it from me. So I feel like your person is, it feels like, excuse me, from what I'm seeing, it looks to them like they have had to beat out a lot of competition to get to you or to be with you. It feels like the type of person, like they feel like they're constantly, if the two of you are already in a relationship, it feels like they're constantly having to kind of like swat people away from, you know, hitting on you or coming on to you. And they're kind of exhausted by it. What's interesting is I feel like they don't really show that to you. I feel more that it's like they act like it's a feather in their cap, but actually it's exhausting. Hold on for a sec. Just deciding what's Scorpio waiting for? Oh, so we have the Queen of Swords here is what you're, Scorpio, I'm going to ask you a question instead of telling you something. Are you waiting for the other shoe to drop? It almost feels like you're used to something going wrong because you have three queens on your side, okay? I feel like you're used to something going wrong. You're used to, like the proverbial rabbit hopping out of the hat, but the rabbit brings like the plague or something. Do you know what I'm saying? And so it's like you're just waiting for it to try to jump out so you can keep it back in. I feel like you might be coming out of it feels like you haven't felt very connected to people. For some of you, it could be a long time. For others of you, it could just be a relatively temporary situation, but it just feels like like you have to kind of put on a certain show that everything's fine and everything's good and so on and so forth. And you have everything that you need, but you're actually really sad. It feels like it's like a deep, deep sadness. It doesn't feel necessarily that it's like related to anything. It's just there. Oh, okay. Hold on for a second. I'm just going to grab all those cards, make sure they're upright. I dropped like 6 cards, so we're just going to... Okay. I'm saying it like that because we have 2 8 of Wands. I feel like, listen, it's not that you don't have things to be grateful for and all that type of stuff. It just feels like, I feel like at times life feels really out of control. It feels like everything's coming at you all at once and it's hard to handle. Or at least that's the energy that you are knowingly projecting. And that is obviously there. That energy is there. It just, there's something about the situation that makes you feel really bad about yourself. It feels like there's something here that's toxic. I'm hearing like, how many times have you reached out for help and the help was toxic? It's that type of a thing. Maybe this person has had to beat out some competition to get to you, but I feel like it's almost like instead of then focusing on you, they're now turning around and accepting all the accolades from having been the first one to reach you. You know what I mean? Can we get one on this 2 of Pentacles up here? We have the Hierophant. I feel like this person kind of, it's almost like they don't quite place the right value on you. It's almost like, yes, they're obviously, they beat out the competition to get to you. But it feels to you that it wasn't about you, it was about them winning. And that seems to be pretty disheartening. It's almost like if this person really made like a huge effort to woo you, if you will, and then once they got you, it all dropped off. And you're over here like, what the, you know what I mean? Like it feels like it's made you, I think it's starting to, if you excuse me for saying this, I think it's starting to piss you off. Can we get one on the 6 of Wands here, please? So we have the Knight of Cups and the Hanged Man. Just a second here. It just kind of feels like all of a sudden all the love that they were that seemed to be coming your way has turned around. Hold on for a second. For some of you, it could be that this person did all that to get you, got you, left you, and then turned around, and now they're kind of like stomping around victorious somehow. Almost like they were the one to pull a fast one on you when most people can't. If that's the case, it feels like whatever accolades they're getting from other people feel really empty. They feel really bad. Really bad. It feels like this energy of like the accolades that they're getting. It's almost like if someone was throwing flowers and glitter on them to celebrate or whatever, it would feel like it's poisonous, burning their skin. Do you know what I mean? If somebody walked away from you here, they seem to be in an energy where it's like they walked away and there was a certain celebratory energy, and it's like the further they get away from you, the more they realize they were wrong, the more there's this energy of them feeling like they should drop everything and run back, but they feel like they can't now. Feels like they've sealed their fate a little bit here. I hope this is making sense. Can we get a little bit more on this Five of Pentacles? Oh, wow. So we have the King and Queen of Swords. If that's all the case, this might be a specific read. I feel like it's almost like you're going to allow yourself to like some time to grieve a little bit here, and then you know the other half of you is going to come out to play, and whoever's playing games with you here, they better stop. It feels like before you get to that point, or you're gonna lay all their stuff bare. You know what I'm saying? It feels like it's not really something that you want to do. I feel like there's something here about it. You don't want to, it's almost like you don't want to spread their secrets everywhere. It just feels like that's not really your style. But I feel like if they push you to the point where you feel like you have to do it in defense of yourself, and it feels like doing that would somehow rob you of something that you are. If you really value privacy and secrecy and that sort of stuff, it's like you don't want to have to spit on that just to get back at somebody. I feel like there's the half of you that's hurt about what's ever going on or feeling that left out in the cold, and then the other half of you that's like, I'm about to take over if something doesn't change. We're not just going to stay in this energy. Can we get one on this the double energy here for Scorpio? We have the Five of Wands reversed. Okay. It feels like part of you is looking at the situation like, this person better watch, how they treat me. and what they say, because I feel like if they push you too far, it seems like it wouldn't take much for you to return the favor. There's almost this energy of you looking at them, thinking like they should be lucky that I am who I am, because anybody else would have, torn them to pieces by now. And I feel like if you feed that energy, it's they'll feel it. They'll feel this kind of like ominous sort of presence, feeling like you're watching their every move. And I feel like that might be another reason why they kind of want people to stop celebrating. It's almost like, shh, 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 don't do that. There does seem to be a little bit of, feels like a little bit of fear. It's like part of them is looking at the situation like they got away with what they took fair and square, but and it's almost like, and they're back, they're back in their home territory now, but they still don't feel, they still can't rest. Can we get one on this? Oops, 9 of Wands. So we have the Devil, and then we have the 5 of Wands again. 5 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, and 6 of Wands. Part of them seems to feel like they got... There seems to be an energy coming off of them that they feel justified in doing what they've done. I'm hearing that like, I fought the law. But it's like they fought you and they won. Hold on for a second here. I feel like whatever it costs them to come in and do this to you, it feels from what I'm seeing that they have been irrevocably changed. It's almost like they have had to do things that they didn't really think that they were capable of. It's changed their view of themselves, who they are, how they love. They seem to have this energy. It's like that's making them determined to change. But I think it's actually just made them better at being a jerk. So, what can... I was going to say, what can Scorpio expect in this situation? And what does Scorpio have to look forward to this month? Oh, for God's sakes. Sorry, guys. We'll keep those, but that's just me not being a good shuffler. Okay. So we have the Emperor here, which talks about, that divine masculine energy. Something comes in and it's almost like you may be feeling this kind of like heavy sadness, and I feel like and all of a sudden the connection to it seems to be severed or seems to be blocked. And it's like you still might have, it's almost like one day you'll just notice that it seems to be gone, but you may have had it for a bit, so you're almost in the habit of carrying yourself that way. Um, but it feels like somebody just seems to kind of come in and push all of that stuff that way. I'll be honest, it feels like you might still be left holding the bag. Okay. You know what it feels like, Scorpio? It feels like you might feel like you're really out of sorts, like you're not quite yourself, feeling like this doesn't usually happen to you. Things don't usually take you out like this. For some of you, you may have felt that this person was like a twin flame sort of thing. And I feel like you may be feeling kind of foolish and that you let yourself down. I'm going to be honest here, Scorpio. I feel like that might be something that you struggle with a bit this month. With that type of like, it's almost like it does have to do with this person, but it doesn't have anything to do with this person at this point can do or not do. It feels more that it's like, you struggle with feeling like you let yourself down. And I'm hearing like, because, you know, what you're saying to yourself is like, well, yeah, but that's because I did. King of Fire. And the Two of Earth. There's a lot of synchronicity in this reading. So it feels like the type of energy that comes in for you is someone that you would not normally, it feels like normally they wouldn't be attracted to you, or at least like they wouldn't kind of notice you. I feel like you're somebody that usually you might kind of live in the shadows. Doesn't it, you may dress in all black, you may not. It's not, you know, necessarily literally. It just feels like there's a certain vulnerability about you this month that it's almost like in the past you may have given off an energy that made you seem like you were like an impenetrable fortress. And I feel like this month somebody gets to see a different side of you. And that seems to make them want to care for you. It not in a way that like they're going to protect you from everything that comes, but they seem to want to like be a guide for you. It feels a little bit like they've had their heart, you know, they have felt in the past that their light has been out. And I feel like they kind of want to show you that you can come back from this. It might be something that is, it's like, it might be a relatively temporary encounter for you, but I feel like it's not really for them. I feel like to a certain extent they're going to want to help you more than they actually do, but they also don't want to push it on you. There's a certain element of them looking at you, think like knowing that they can help you, but a certain amount of this healing you kind of have to do on your own. So, on that note, Scorpio, I'm going to end your reading there. If this reading resonated, I'm sorry. I hope that if it did, it was helpful. I love you guys. And we will see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.